Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, and I have a box to open. This happens a lot, doesn't it? So this is the new Burchtree Bladeworks Secant. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm not absolutely positive, but I've heard a lot of people speculating about how to pronounce it. I've heard Secant. Kevin from Left EDC likes to call it the second because I got mine after him. Anyways, it's called the Secant, I think is how you say it, spelled S-E-C-A-N-T. So this is the new Burchtree kind of production knife, right? The Spyderco Bombshell, which I named the Danger Pickle, is one of my favorite knives that I own. I just really, really enjoy that knife, and that is a Burchtree Blades design. That was the first Burchtree knife that I ever even really experienced, let alone owned. And ever since then, I've been following him closely. He even made me one of his titanium bottle openers. I think he calls them his Flying Saucer, and it says Danger Pickle Gang on it because I coined the term, and then it kind of became accepted as the name for the knife. So Michael Burch is a really cool dude, and any interaction I've ever had with him has been really positive and very cool. So when I saw that he was coming out with these, a Riat-built production version of one of his knives, I was immediately in. The timing was a little harsh though because the initial drop of them were a little bit before Christmas, and I had just been buying so many things that I literally just, the timing was wrong for me to spend these were like 350 bucks. So I missed out on it at first. Luckily he had some more that he just dropped last week, so I was able to get even the version that I wanted because he dropped a few more. So we're gonna bust into this guy and check it out. And yeah, I'm really excited for this. What's funny is I would be unboxing this with my Danger Pickle. I'd make a point to because that's my other knife from him. Not that I'm mad that I'm using the Finch 1929. This is an awesome, awesome knife, and especially new in the dark denim micarta. But the Danger Pickle is with Kevin, Left EDC, and like I said, he's calling this knife the second because he gets every knife that I get, and so when he happens to get one before me, he feels real good about himself. We talked about it on the podcast that we filmed last night, but what's funny, now that I'm thinking about it, is he didn't get this until after I sent him the Bombshell, and he realized how good the Danger Pickle is, and now he's on the hunt for one, and so I'm putting the pieces together. I'm pretty sure this stems from him wanting one of my knives because he wants a Bombshell so bad now, and he came into this during wanting that, so he probably just found out that there's another Birch knife available for him to buy, and because he wants a Bombshell so bad, he went for it. That's what I'm guessing. That's my mental detective work I just did. Anyway, Kevin's allowed to win every now and then. Sometimes he gets a good knife first. But I'm not calling this one of those times. Alright, so it's bubble wrap in here. Great. And the knife box. Let's see what we're looking at. It's a very just normal cardboard box here. This was produced by Riat, I know that, which makes me happy, excited. Why is this? I feel like it's not focusing very well. Come on. Anyway, there's the label. I don't know why I'm trying so hard to get the label to focus. You guys probably think I'm an idiot. Anyways, model MB1. I don't know why it says that. Maybe that's just what they call it internally. Handle, green micarta. That's the version that I wanted. Blade is M390. Date 2020. So these were produced end of 2020. And let's see. In here. This is some no frills packaging for sure. Some people get all up in arms about when knives don't come in like fancy packaging, right? This card is stuck in here. There we go. Oh, that's cool. I don't personally I appreciate good packaging when I see it, for sure. It doesn't mean nothing to me, but I also it doesn't really matter to me all that much either. So there's a card in here for the Mark of the Maker podcast, which of course Michael Burch is on. And on here it says a podcast about life, knives, and knife making. With Mark Steiner, Michael Burch, Sean Kendrick, and Tom Crine. So, pretty cool. I've listened to this podcast before, but it's been a really long time. We actually talked about this on my podcast last night, Kevin and Kyle and I. I need to start listening again. I don't know how I kind of fell out of touch with listening to this podcast regularly, but it's a really good one. Alright, then we've got this little Secant card. I love his logo. It's like this gnarly looking snake. It's got a signature on there. It's pretty sweet. So that's what's in the box. A couple of cards, and then the knife wrapped in some foam. So let's bust this out of here. Oof, okay. So first things first, I've already been looking at a lot of photos of these, so I feel like I know what to expect, but this is nice in person. This looks really, really good. The way everything is fitted up, the way that bolster looks. I like that the bolster has kind of a curve instead of just a straight line. Looks really cool. The harpoon on this blade looks gnarly even when it's closed with that swedge up there. This is sweet. So, let's see how she thumb flicks, because it's on studs. And it's very good. This is exactly what I would expect from Riat in terms of action. See if a middle finger flicks. It sure does. Ooh, okay, yeah. So, looking at this knife in photos, I feel like it was hard for me to tell whether it was going to be good in hand, because this is not a very neutral handle shape. You've got a pretty intense kind of curve upward into here, and then there's like this flat, but then it swells back out, and then you've got another flat, and there's an angle back here. The top is all fairly flat. It's just a very gradual curve that follows the same kind of angle. But then up here you've got this harpoon, which looks like a great spot to put your thumb. There's a flat up here, just like on the danger pickle, where you can put your pointer finger kind of like a choil. So I just didn't know how it would fit my hands, and just grabbing it the way that I feel most naturally I'm supposed to, just 3 fingers in here, pinky behind, thumb on the jimping, it feels really good in my hand. I like it quite a lot. If I choke up and put my pointer finger on that flat, like I said, I can put my thumb right up in here. Ooh, that feels good too. Yeah, that's nice. Sweet. So this blade shape is interesting as well. It's got the slightest bit of recurve on this kind of primary part of the edge. I don't know if you can see that. It's just like barely a curve. And it comes down to kind of like a tanto point if you think about it. But then you've got this gnarly swedge with the harpoon, and it's a hollow grind. That's really, really well done. Feels super smooth. Nice and thin down at the edge. The tip is pretty robust because it's a thick blade stock. But with that swedge and everything, the way it comes down to the tip, I imagine this will be really good at piercing. This is sweet. Yeah, I like it quite a bit. And it's just a good looking knife. So we've got the OD green micarta for the kind of scales, if you will, and then titanium bolsters that are this nice kind of like even blasted finish. There's a little, looks like a brass pivot collar around the pivot. And then you got just the hardware going through for the screws. They look like they're all T8s to me. And then on this side, we've got titanium clip. Obviously, it's a bolster lock, which is basically a frame lock, except the scale covers most of the lock bar. So you can see there's a lock bar insert on there, which does double as an over travel stop. I can see that already. Ceramic detent. Everything is just like, what I want from Riat, basically. Blade steel, like I said, is going to be M390, and it's on thumb studs. So bearings plus thumb studs from Riat, I've learned is a lot of fun. I'm Mr. Holes are greater than studs, right? That's a joke I make all the time. I put it on shirts and stickers, and I prefer hole opening. That's part of why I like the Bombshell, or the Danger Pickle. Is a knife I really like because it's a really fun knife to play with, the way the hole is positioned for middle finger flicking and all that. But Riat does a great job at putting thumb stud knives together and just dialing them in. This is a phenomenal action. I like too that it feels a little bit chunky, which just reminds me of the Bombshell in a lot of ways, because this is thinner for sure. I guess I'd have to put them side by side. It feels a little thinner than the Danger Pickle does. I realize I keep saying both names for that knife. I do that a lot. But the Bombshell is the Danger Pickle. They're synonymous in my brain. But it just feels kind of synonymous to me with Burchtree Blades knives, that they feel a little chunky in a fun way. Like they're just a little bit overly robust. And yeah, this is nice. The jimping isn't too aggressive. Doesn't go deep at all. Everything on here is really chamfered. Super smooth. The clip looks handsome. I'm not always a huge fan of milled titanium clips, just because I prefer loop over style deep carry clips, but this one looks really good at least, and we'll see how it does in pocket. But yeah, this is cool. So I'll be doing a first impression soon, and then ultimately a full review. And this is my newest knife as of this moment. That never seems to last very long these days. I'm always coming into new stuff, but yeah, this is cool. Ooh, that feels good in a reverse grip with that flat up there for my thumb. That is sweet. Look at that blade, dude. All right, well, thank you guys for checking it out. I'm stoked about this one. This will be a nice, quick, concise little unboxing video compared to most of my others, but there's plenty more to come on this one. So I'll see you on the next one, and have a good one.